Welcome to this recap of the fiscal year 2017 budget development. I'm Gail Whitaker. This is the third and final video presentation about the fiscal year 2017 budget. Previously, we aired a program featuring County Administrator Neil Morgan with Deputy County Administrators Mark Carter and Vivian McGettigan discussing the proposed budget and challenges the county was potentially facing in coming years. Following that program, Mr. Morgan taped a brief budget update that detailed his proposed budget and included information about work session meeting dates and ways the public can become involved in the budget development. After the March and April work sessions and April 21st public hearing were held, the Board of Supervisors adopted the fiscal year 2017 operating budget on Tuesday, May 3rd. The adopted budget contains an additional $154,000 in revenues and expenditures that were not included in the proposed budget. The additional funding comes from small increases in personal property tax and public sales tax revenue estimates. These and other adjustments, combined with decreases in fee estimates, resulted in the additional $154,000 in revenue. These additional funds allowed for the increase in general fund expenditures, including an increase in contribution to the Williamsburg Regional Library, Williamsburg Area Medical Assistance Corporation, an increase in mowing and litter control programs, increased funding for the county's Department of Fire and Life Safety, and other items. These adjustments brought the total approved budget to $135,589,000. The budget, which covers July 1st of this year through June 30th of next year, includes no tax rate increases, increases funding for employee compensation, maintains a sustainable capital improvement program, and provides increased funding for schools. The tax rates for calendar year 2016 will remain at the same level as 2015. These are a real estate tax rate of 75.15 cents per $100 of assessed valuation. This rate includes manufactured homes. $4 per $100 of valuation for personal property as well as machinery and tools. A personal property rate of $1 per $100 of assessed valuation for disabled veterans, and $1 per $100 of valuation for boats weighing 5 tons or more. The increased funding for employee compensation will help to bring county salaries up to a level comparable with neighboring jurisdictions, while also addressing the issue of salary compression that resulted from salary freezes covering multiple years during the Great Recession. The funding for capital projects exceeds the 10-year historical average for the county and the schools. Funding is included for new fire station as well as the Carver Gardens water project. Ongoing school funding increased $365,000 over last year's funded amount for a total of $58 million, including debt service for school bonds. In addition, the school division received $2.4 million from the state. The county will also transfer $900,000 from the Impact Aid Revenue Stabilization Fund to assist with the school division's operating budget on a one-time basis. Debbie Morris, Finance Director, and Stephanie Moss, Budget Chief, recently discussed Impact Aid and the Stabilization Fund.
Impact Aid is federal funding that is provided for two reasons. One reason is for federal facilities like the Naval Weapons Station, the Coast Guard base, that are located in York County, and thereby we are not able to collect the real estate taxes from those facilities. The other part of Impact Aid is for federally connected children, those children who are enrolled in our schools and causing our expenditures to increase because of that enrollment. I'm sure all parents are familiar with the survey cards that their kids bring home every year. And the reason for that is because the data that's collected from those survey cards is a big component of determining the amount of Impact Aid money that we receive every year. But what is the Impact Aid Revenue Stabilization Fund?
The Impact Aid Revenue Stabilization Fund was established in the late 90s by the board to address the volatility of Impact Aid receipts. In times when receipts exceed expectations, funds are added to the Impact Aid Revenue Stabilization Fund. In times when receipts are less than anticipated, funds can be withdrawn. You can think of it as a rainy day fund. This fund currently has $5 million in it, and at the end of this fiscal year, we anticipate increasing it by another $4.3 million.
While this year's budget resulted in no tax rate increases, future budgets may be more challenging, but we're seeing some positive economic indicators. Stephanie and Debbie explain why.
We will find it challenging to maintain a sustainable CIP. Employees and staffing and employee compensation will remain a priority for both the county and the schools. And this year we anticipate loss of revenue due to the closure of the Dominion Power Station. On the upside, York County still has one of the lowest tax rates and the lowest per capita spending, excluding roads and education, of any locality in the area. Our consumer-driven taxes are back up to the same level as before the recession, and news about the economy in the Hampton Roads area in general is improving.
Well, that is good news. And by consumer-driven taxes, you mean sales tax and meals tax.
That's exactly right.
Well, hopefully things will continue to improve and to help us offset those challenges. And the takeaway message, I guess, is that York County citizens can help out by eating out and shopping in York County.
Yes, that would be great.
It may be hard to believe, but the process for next year's budget, the fiscal year 2018 budget, will begin over the next couple of months. Budget Supervisor Debbie Goodwin explains exactly what happens behind the scenes of a budget development process.
The budget office starts in the summertime, and we're updating all the forms for all the different departments to submit their budgets on. Also during this time, we're working on our capital improvements program, which we call our CIP. Something new that happened in fiscal year 17 is we have established a CIP committee, and what this means for the departments is they have a committee that they will present their capital improvement projects to, and the committee can, have an opportunity to ask questions. It gives the departments and the CIP committee just a chance to interact one-on-one and just to find out a little bit more about the projects. Moving into the fall is when we have our budget kickoff. It's usually around the first part of October. And that's when the departments will receive their forms, and they are to fill out their forms. The justifications go along with the forms. They're normally due back to us right around the middle of November. Also during this time, we're working with the outside agencies to obtain their information for what their upcoming fiscal year funding requests are. So moving into December and January is when the budget staff will start to work on the recommended numbers for the county administrator. And during this time, we're also working on work sessions and board material and that sort of thing. So by mid-March is when we're ready to propose our actual, upcoming fiscal year budget, and that happens mid-March timeframe. When you move into April, we're ready for our public hearing, and this is an opportunity for citizens to come out and have an opportunity to get in front of the Board of Supervisors. They get 3 minutes to tell what they like about the budget, what they don't like about the budget, what would they like to see. So it's their opportunity to be heard. Moving into May, the first part of May is when we traditionally adopt the budget. So that kind of takes you through the process up through adoption.
After the budget is adopted in May, the budget staff continues working on the fiscal year budget to finalize the document, to ensure the financial software is updated with the budget numbers, and also post the budget on the website, all by the end of June in preparation for the beginning of the fiscal year on July 1. We hope you have enjoyed this fiscal year 2017 budget wrap-up program. For more information about the county's budget and development process, visit www.yorkcounty.gov/budget or call 890-3700.